From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a big afternoon of Afternoons LA with incredible details about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In today's recording, we'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why you're likely to get more months of checks. Then we'll cut to the exciting details as we have a deal on the recon. The price tag at $3.5 trillion. All checks to the American people. I'll be going over when you're going to get these checks, what are these checks for, and all the exciting news as these checks cover almost all viewers of this channel. Then we go to the voting, and there's a voting happened today, but what vote is it for and how it impacts you as the timeline. I'll go over the bills, the votes, the drafting, everything you need to know across the board. And then we turn the exciting news about this stimulus. As the 10-year Treasury note continues to fall, even today again, but does that signal that inflation is not going up? Does that signal that your benefits under fifth stimulus will not go up as much as anticipated? I have all the easy breezy news to make it simple for you. As benefits are going up later this year, I'll explain how much. And then we cut to the big money across the board that viewers continue to get, like Nisi, who got $23,000. It's your day to get $5, $10, $15, $20,000, not 5 days from now, not 5 weeks now, right now. And it's a big afternoon. We have a lot of happening, a lot of breaking news. I am excited for you, and I'm excited for everything I have to report, starting right here, right now, direct from Santa Monica. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? Hope you're having a beautiful week so far. The weather cooled off here in Southern California. Finally, we have some beautiful weather here in Santa Monica. It got cool, it got breezy, not particularly too hot, gorgeous night times. Oh, and then this weekend is going to be horrible again. So jump on the live chat. Tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. In this fourth stimulus check update of 2021, you know today's a big day. So I have a lot of breaking news as you anticipated. First, we'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why you're likely to get more months of checks. Then we cut to the $3.5 trillion of that reconciliation, where your money's located. And we'll go over all those checks. You're getting a lot of them, $3.5 trillion of them. I'll go over a preview of some of the items you'll be getting checks for. And then we turn to the voting. The voting today and what you need to know about the vote, how it impacts you, and what's coming up next in the next 14 days. Stay to the final 15 minutes of this video for the critical next 14 days of stimulus. Then we cut to the big items of fifth stimulus, which raises your benefits up a lifetime, whether you're SSI and SSDI or my veterans, yes, but also applies a new benchmark. And what do we know about that benchmark, even if the 10-year Treasury note's falling again today? I'll explain all the details. And then we got to the big money that viewers continue to get, $5, $10, $15, $25,000. You're killing it, and I'm going to show you how to get that money if you haven't gotten it yet. And we have a lot of money, like $23,000 for Nisi, and this is LALATE, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America. Live in the morning, taped in the afternoons. Coming up next is Evenings LALATE at 5 p.m. Then overnight's crypto coming up right after this video. Then sirloin at 8. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers to YouTube record. I want you part of this channel. Fastest growing crypto channel there is on the block. 1 year, 400,000 subscribers. Next year, 1 million. Hit that subscribe button right now. Also, like the video. Every like helps in the algorithm rankings. Never forget to like a video. It really helps. It also delivers a side of extra DVDs from old Star Search episodes. Consider becoming a member. Let's get right into that monthly stimulus check starting right now. House bill, Senate proposal. Well, the day started with New Jersey making an announcement. Its governor saying, hey, if you don't get your act together, I'm going to revert and put the mask mandate on nationally. Whoa, this is the first state to actually say that. In LA County, the mask mandate is back because guess what? The pandemic has not gone away. Pandemic plus 1 year. That's what the House bill from Jala Paul says, and now it looks like this is the winner. Senate monthly stimulus checks from July to December. Let's go over the payout. House bill, $1,000 a month after the first month of 2000. Senate amount unknown for the Senate Democrats. But word on the street is the Senate would pay this. Deliciousness. $2,000 over 6 months, $12,000. Or $1,400 over 6 months, $8,400. The time has changed so quickly in the United States. 3 weeks ago, we said maybe the pandemic plus 1 year provision of the House bill will just get reduced to 1 year. The pandemic, maybe it's considered over. And then 2 weeks ago, I said, well, LA County is the first to put our masks back on because the pandemic's not over here. Will the rest of the country respond the same? Now, 50 states show a surge of Delta cases. And now, even New Jersey saying we may put your mask on across the state. And Florida out of control. States just out of control, which means that the pandemic's not over. Hence, House bill, pandemic plus 1 year, would likely pay more than 12 checks suddenly. Big change in just 2 weeks. More than 12 checks for the House, which would be more than $13,000. Compare that to this. I think you have an opinion. Jump in the live chat right now and vote House of Senate. House of Senate, tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. Deliciousness. Vote House of Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. Boy, oh boy, things have changed. Who gets his fourth stimulus check? The Democrats represent it. If you got a third, you get a fourth. Single individual, $75,000 or less. The Democrats represent, you get one. Family, married couple, $150,000 or less. The Democrats represent, you get one. Just double it. Family of 4 Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check as well, quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, veterans, congratulations. Democrats want to give you a fourth stimulus check as well. The fourth stimulus check is not income. It's not waivable. The fourth is not taxable. The fourth stimulus check is the same amount for everyone, including adult dependents. Yes. And then the fourth stimulus check is a monthly stimulus check. It's not waivable. And if you watched a rare live broadcast from the beach on Sunday, one of the people in the live chat said, "Hey, LA, is that the check behind you on the beach? Go wave at him." That's actually what the viewer said. And so I did. I waved at the check, and the check didn't wave back. And I said, "See, it's a road check." And the viewer said, "He's not a road check. It's just not a waivable check, LA." I love when viewers learn. Learn my lines. And there you go. The fourth stimulus check would not come in the month, come in the month of July, for the month of July, and in the month of August, for the month of August. They can still get it done for July. But coming up in the second half of this video, we have the huge, exciting news. You're getting a lot of checks. You're getting $3.5 trillion of checks in the fourth stimulus. We have a deal. The Democrats have agreed on the price tag, $3.5 trillion, and it's just all checks. I'm going to go over some of those checks that you'll be getting. It's exciting, great news. And then we cut to the vote. There's a lot of voting going on today. You knew that all weekend long. And today is a critical day because I fully believe that you will know what's happening today, but that 80 to 90% of the American population will get confused about what's today, and it's your time to educate them about the details. That's coming up later in this video. But first, let's go get a preview of his stimulus. It's heating up this fall with raising your benefits up. If you're SSI, SSDI, or VA, yes, and then apply a new benchmark inflation. But the 10-year Treasury note is falling again today, LA. Does that mean I'm going to get a less raise in my benefits? I'll explain the details. 10-year Treasury note versus inflation. I'll explain the details coming up later in this video. But first, let's get some money. Boy, you have been killing it. If you've gotten rent, post in the live chat right now. If you've gotten utilities from this video, from this channel, post utilities success right now. If you posted before, post it again. If you have gotten Snap, post in the live chat right now. You are killing it. When I launched this video covering third stimulus several weeks ago, I said I can get you $5,000 for rent. Viewers are getting now upwards of $20,000 for rent. Yeah, you heard me right, like Nisi. And she's not an anomaly. I have people daily getting $12,000 to $15,000 for rent. For utilities, I had set $300 for utilities I could potentially get you. I have people daily getting $3,000. When we turned to Snap, I said $5,000 to $6,000 some viewers were getting for Snap because of my videos. Now they're getting $10,000 to $12,000 like John. And then while there is one item, other viewers are getting multiple items, like Art Sullivan, who got 3 items. So post your success stories right in the live chat right now. What's going on? This is what this channel does. This channel gets you money. This is the money-getting channel. This is not a channel for you to track a check. In April of last year, this channel launched because people were not getting their EIDL loan or EIDL grant checks. There was no check to track because it wasn't coming. But I got people their money. I got them $25 million of EIDL loans and grants. They cashed them. And then in fall of 2020, second stimulus was not coming. There was no second stimulus check to track because it wasn't going out in December and you needed money. So I got your money, $250,000 of rent. Viewers like Tyrone killed it. He got $15,000 for his family for rent out of Boston in December. He was cashing checks, not tracking checks. And now you're doing the same. You are cashing big ones, not tracking them. Let's go over all the exciting details of the money you can get right now, because if you've not gotten any of the money, I want you to get it right now. I'm going to show you how. And if you've gotten one sum of money, I'm going to get you other ones. All right, get a pen and paper ready. Here we go. We're going to reach out to different places with different eligibility. So if one says no, reach out to the next. Understand also, please apply. Do not say, I don't know if I qualify. Just apply. You're going to reach out to the following 6 places. You're ready? Your city hall, your city housing authority. Your county hall, your county housing authority. Your state hall, your state housing authority. Keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, or mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. Viewers say that those keywords have really made the big difference for them. You're not going to say words they don't know when you call up, like stimulus, or Mitch's wonderful time dressed as the teal monster. They don't know that. They don't want to know that. Mitch and teal? They don't want to know that. Circle around one more time. Give me another range of color options, Mitch. So there you go. Congratulations to Tim and Linda who got this wonderful pot of money. And if you've gotten rent, post in the live chat right now. Let's turn to some SNAP. What is SNAP? It's money for food. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. How much does it pay? A fortune. John got $10,000 to $12,000 for this. Wow. Congratulations, John. I'm so excited for you. But in Hawaii, a family for it gets upwards of $16,000 a year. Wow, why so much money? Because of 2 wonderful executive orders, one from Biden and one from Trump, that raised your benefits up 15% between now and December. So go get it. Lynn Glenn got it for herself, her son, and her mom, and Gail got it as well. And if you got in rent, if you got in SNAP as well, post in the live chat, and you are killing it. We're only 12 minutes in this video, and we've gotten $5,000 for rent and lease, and at $16,000 for SNAP. We got more money. And that next pot of money is coming back from the states, is the overpayment due to unemployment benefits and a computer error. Federal government has ordered it paid. So where are you getting it? Direct deposit. Can you track it? Yeah. Call up your state and say, hey, state, where's that check due to overpayment of computer error? And can you track it with a computer that actually works this time? And finally, the last wonderful pot of money is the refund check for overpaying for unemployment benefits on that 2020 IRS return. Wow. Margaret got it, Cod got it, Michael got it. If you got it, jump in the live chat and post it as well. Every time you post your success story in the channel, 3 things happen. Number 1, inspires other people to get the money because they start to see the snowball. They see all the people posting it. So you're helping other people by your detailing your success stories. Number 2, it inspires people to get multiple items. So if you see Art Sullivan posting 3 or Nisi posting 3 and you got 1, then you realize, hey, I can get 2 more. Let's go get them. And then finally, it updates us about numbers because suddenly we see people posting numbers and suddenly we see, oh, wow, maybe I can get a lot more. So if you got in this money refund back from IRS, post in the live chat right now. We have an update from IRS about this great, exciting news. There's lots of waves. Don't wave at the IRS. They won't wave. Well, I don't know. The current round of checks, the average amount is $1,265. Wow, very good. Direct deposits for this round start July 14th, and paper checks start at July 16th. There's a new round every week. Exciting. So let's go over how much, when, where, and how. First, let's say how much. Well, let's say you're at $9,000 of total unemployment benefits. You pay $5,000 of taxes, of which $4,000 was your taxes on unemployment benefits. Congratulations, you get back $4,000. Where? Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yeah, go to irs.gov, do a transcript search. And it'll reveal stuff that you just never knew. 70% of the time. It'll reveal the tax return you filed, the taxes you paid. It'll reveal stuff you never saw before, stuff you don't want to see, stuff you don't want other people to see. It'll reveal when Mitch appeared on Star Search, which song did he sing? It'll reveal when Mitch appeared on Star Search, did he wear those bell-bottom jeans? And finally, we'll reveal the tax refund check you're getting and the date. Can we top that? We can, as we go into the second part of your 4 stimulus check update, starting right now. And we have it. Deal. Big deal. A big deal about a deal. The deal is the price tag on the reconciliation. Done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming out to the American people. Two things are dealed. One, there's an agreement, they're passing it. So it's done effectively for passage purposes, not for details. Second, we have agreement on the price tag, $3.5 trillion. So that is done. There's going to be a lot of checks of all different types for the American people. In that $3.5 trillion, it's coming up in a second from this video. But how do we get to the spot with getting agreement on the price tag? Because the recon originally was too big. It had roads and bridges in there. And the Democrats said, we're not voting in favor of it. It's too big to take roads and bridges out. And they shrunked it. And suddenly they had something smaller. Eventually the progressives had a little bit more in there and got $3.5 trillion, and they made a deal. How do we get to this wonderful spot? A conservative publication confirms my reporting that basically says that when you took roads and bridges out, you made it passable. The higher the price tag was on the recon before, the harder it was to pass. There you go, confirmation. But by allowing Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon, roads and bridges, and put it into the bipartisan, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller, obviously. In other words, the bipartisan deal made the recon passable. Sorry, Mitch, sorry to set you up. Now, Mitch may have felt set up 2 weeks ago, but everything has changed because the Republicans love the infrastructure. They love it. They adore it. And they're going to get it done, they say. So the great news is that they're over with the bipartisan infrastructure, and we're over here with the recon. In doing the recon, the Democrats, the progressives, all of them got what they wanted. A big price tag, $3.5 trillion. In going into the negotiations about that price tag, they had said they wanted to go big and bold. Democratic Representative Richie Torres said there has to be a larger recon. He got it, $3.5 trillion. Congratulations, Richie. And then Elon Omar said that we will get a recon that goes as far as we want it. Congratulations, Elon. You got it, $3.5 trillion. Proud of you. And then the Progressive Caucus had been meeting with the White House daily to ensure that the recon went big enough. Congratulations to the caucus. They got it, $3.5 trillion. And it's your money. You're getting it. Congratulations to you. How do they do this? By protecting the recon. They've been doing this for several weeks. Jalopal confirmed it in quotes, and Schatz confirmed it as well. The White House was thanking Jalopal for doing what she was doing and to continue doing it. And then the White House had told Schatz that the priorities that are progressive in the recon are the White House's priorities. Wow. As we go into this afternoon's LA broadcast, it's important to know what these names are called, because while I only use two terms, elsewhere other broadcast media use other terms. So let's see the other versions of these names. Remember, your money is recon, and then roads and bridges are called bipartisan. That's easy. That's just two terms. But the problem is that broadcast media and the president often use other terms, and if you have never heard of them, you may say, which one is that? So recon has other names. It's also called reconciliation. It's also called the budget bill. You'll recognize it by the price tag in the article, $3.5 trillion, and you'll recognize it by the people quoted in the article, Bernie Sanders. Bipartisan is also called infrastructure. It's also called roads and bridges. You'll recognize it by its price tag, much smaller, $1.5 trillion, and you'll recognize it by the people who are quoted in the article. They are basically a Kristen Sinema or a Mitt Romney. Now, the great news is that the recon is ostensibly done. But let's explain what a recon is, how it's done, and what you see and what you don't get to see. First, what is a recon? A recon is a reconciliation bill. It's actually two bills. It's a procedural bill, which I'm not going to go over because that's boring, and a substantive bill where money is. In this case, it's $3.5 trillion. Deal. Done. And there's lots of money, just all checks from the American people. Okay. Got that. So then the next question is, where is it written? Who writes it? In this case, a recon is written by Democrats for Democrats to be passed by Democrats. The actual authors are the House subcommittees, who are lead authors with the Senate subcommittees helping them over their shoulders. Under the Constitution, bill writing is divided among subjects to different House subcommittees. Stimulus checks and unemployment benefits are written by House Ways and Means. They represent their writing a monthly forced stimulus check for you, those House Ways and Means members in this forced stimulus recon. When they're finished writing, each subcommittee then sends their pages that they wrote up to their leader. So let's say we have 10 subcommittees and 10 pages. That's 100 pages they send up to Nancy and Chuck. And if it's to Chuck, which I think it's going to start with, is because that's what they said, he puts a big S on it. That's S for Senate bill. Those 10 of 10 pages are combined as 100 pages, and now you have a bill. At that point, you see the reconciliation. And it can still get modified after that, as I explained later in this video. But what's important to know is that before you actually see that recon, then they are still taking away, adding, voting, and changing things. And they don't have to show you what they're doing. Under the Constitution, there's no rule of transparency. There's no order that they have to be transparent. So they don't have to show you what they're doing. That's very important distinction. As broadcast media and myself both universally agree, we haven't seen the recon. And because we haven't seen the recon, we just say we haven't seen the recon. That is completely different than any negative person that jumps in the comments to say, I haven't heard any mention of. Well, no, you haven't heard any mention of because they haven't revealed the recon. It's sort of like a pop singer of an album. She doesn't want to reveal the songs and have you hear them until the album's dropped. It's part of an issue of how they debut something like publicity. So there you go. How do we get to this wonderful spot from Jalapal? Jalapal had told Schumer call the vote on the recon. And that letter was signed by 12 House Democrats who were among the 100 plus. Oh my goodness, 100, yes. Who said they're giving you monthly stimulus checks to the fourth stimulus package. Boy, oh boy, can we top that? Yes. As 7 members of that House Ways and Means Committee, oh, that same one we just went over? Yep, that same one, wrote the president a letter recently saying they were putting monthly stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus recon. Yes. Now, these, again, are the people on the subcommittee that's responsible for writing stimulus checks. They wrote your third. They say to the president they're doing a fourth. They also say they're doing the fifth. We have to hold them to their promise. That's their promise to us. Let's hold them to it. And can we top that? We can, as the president has done it. He got the global minimum corporate tax rate finally law this week. You saw a ceremonial signature overseas about 4 weeks ago, but it was just a ceremonial signature. It's not the actual signature. That signature happened this week. And what is it? It's that horrible tongue twister that's impossible to say called the global minimum corporate tax rate minimum. Something like that. It's just so complicated to say. And guess why this is great news for the fourth stimulus recon? Because it's so complicated they don't have to put it in there. That's actually the case. First, it's easier to write the recon because this confusing thing is not in there. It's easier to call a vote on the recon because this confusing thing is not in there. It's easier to vote on the recon because this confusing thing is not in there. And it's easier to pass the recon because this confusing thing is not in there. There we go. Can we top that? We can. As we go into the final 15 of the final 14. There could potentially no less than 14 days left to get this done. Not to say that they're running out of time. It's likely they're going to get done in the next 14 days. In the final 15 minutes of this video, we're going to go over those final 14 and what you should know, especially the vote today. What vote? How does it work? What will happen if if it doesn't pass, which I don't think it will? What is it for? What is it not for? What you need to know and what you need to know about tomorrow. And then we cut to fifth stimulus, which was raise your benefits up lifetime, but we're going to look at that falling 10-year Treasury note. Does that impact it or does it not? But first, something more wonderful, the volunteers. And even need help with rent, utilities, internet, or SNAP, reach out to the volunteers. They are there on the community page. Where's the community page? Open the description of this video. Go down the description. You will see a list of the volunteers. They're separated from Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram on the community page. First, you'll see a description, a link to the community page. That's news.la.com/community. Go over there, and then you'll see the volunteers. Separated from Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Reach out to them, and they'll be able to help you. And coming up at the end of this video, a personal message as well. Stay informed and stay here. I'll be back in 60 seconds with that huge final 15 in this 14. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. and then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Afternoons LALATE as the surf is coming in on a beautiful afternoon here in Santa Monica, California. I hope the weather's good where you are. In the second half of this video, we're going to go over the final 15 of the 14. The final 15 minutes, we'll go over the next critical 14 days of the fourth stimulus. Then we cut to fifth stimulus, which raises your benefits up. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this channel. Hit that subscribe button. You're not going to see any more in-depth coverage of the financial markets 24/7 other than this channel. Also, like this video. 2,000-3,000 likes. Every like helps. And consider becoming a member. Stay on this video. It'll automatically take you into Overnight's Crypto, now coming on the channel earlier on the afternoons. And then coming up at 5 o'clock is Evenings LALATE. Then Sirloin at 8. And with that, let's go to the exciting details of what we should anticipate with fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus was basically what the president had promised but did not deliver. He had promised you a raise up of your benefits, and now the congressional leaders are doing it based upon what he said and telling the president, you promised that we're doing it for you. First, they'll raise up your benefits, and then they'll remove the asset limit, add the inflationary benchmark, remove the marriage penalty, and remove the income exclusion. How does this work, and what is it? This stimulus would be this fall, September, likely to go to a vote about October, November, and then the impact on your hand about October, November, and then the benchmark in December. Who is this for? You, my beneficiaries. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, SSA, or multiple beneficiaries. Step one, they'll raise everyone's benefits up one big time, lifetime. One big step, lifetime. Then, number two, they will apply a new benchmark. That benchmark is applied every end of the year for next year's benefits. This one will be applied a little bit later, probably December, right after they make this law. Number three, the new benchmark will be inflation. Number four, inflation is going up. Jay Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, testified on Capitol Hill last week and said the same thing he said the month before. Inflation is going up and is going to spike at a peak right when they apply your benefits. Ooh, yes. He said at the end of this year. It's going to peak at the end of this year. We call this a transitory move on inflation, temporary, meaning it's going to go to a peak and then come back down. So how high is that high? Last week and this week, Wall Street is saying my number, 5% inflation will be the peak number when they apply your benefits. Yes. Now, if you've been watching Wall Street in the last 48 hours, it's been tumultuous. On Monday, the markets crashed. On Tuesday, the markets rebound. But the 10-year Treasury note, which gauges inflation, which gauges interest rates and growth, has been plummeting. Upwards of 3% recently. Now it's down to 1.1%. Wow, what's going on? Well, that's gauged upon growth. They're worried that Delta is going to curb growth, and so the 10-year Treasury note's dropping. Does that mean that the inflation rate is also going to fall later this year? No, because inflation gauges the cost of goods, prices, milk, eggs, gasoline, and that is what inflation is about. Other gauges of where inflation is coming from is the often monthly CPI, PPI, and similar price product indexes, consumer price index, producer price indexes, how much things cost. 10-year Treasury note doesn't track that. So no worries, you're still going up. So first they'll raise your benefits up lifetime. Then they'll apply that benchmark. If it's 5%, you'll go up at least 5% next year. But not just next year, lifetime. Because once your benefits step up, they never step down. Oh, yes. Then if the inflation rate is 2% the year after that, you'll be at plus 5, plus 2%. Wow, great news. They're going to remove the asset cap dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't stay on benefits and also receive a stimulus check or more than $3,000 in hand. It's going to go away. They're going to remove the income cap dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. And the marriage penalty is going to go away. Love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest. You'll no longer fear loss of benefits and no longer worry about marriage penalty. Viewers like Rob and Sandy will be able to get married. If you have not become a member, consider becoming a member. The link's under the video where it says join here. People in the live chat right now who have a purple hawk next to their name are members. As a member, you notice that if you notice the members, they all have these big success stories of all these big monies they're getting. How are they doing this? Because they're getting delivered from me to them daily. All the big monies that they can get. I personally send to my members a breakdown of all this big money on the third stimulus. I've been doing this since day one. In second stimulus, there was a $600 stimulus check, but I said, I'll get you $6,000. I got viewers like Tyrone, $15,000. In third stimulus, there was a $14 stimulus check. I said, I'm going to get you $14,000. I'm getting viewers like Nisi, $23,000. And there'll be the same thing under fourth stimulus as well. So consider becoming a member. So you get access to all this incredible money in there. The link's at the top of the chat and pinned comment. Boy, let's go right into fourth stimulus with the final 15 of your 14 starting right now. While I don't necessarily represent that there will only be 14 days left, there may be only 14 days left needed to get this done. Not that they're running out of time. They may get it done within 14 days. Let's go over the recon, then the bipartisan, back to the recon, and all the exciting great news for you to start. Number one, we have a deal. Wow, this is huge. The recon has a deal. The price tag, $3.5 trillion. And the agreement, it's getting passed. This is huge. First, let's go over why this is big, and then we'll go over the price. This is huge because they have agreement they're passing the recon. They don't actually have a bill that has been voted on, but they have an agreement among Democratic senators that they are doing the recon and it's passing. They also have an agreement the price tag is $3.5 trillion. This is huge because that's the first step to getting the recon becoming law, is the price tag. Tim Kaine, senator, said just days ago that getting the price tag is really an astronomical step because next thing you have to do is just basically slot the prices into the items in the recon. Very easy breezy. Number two, the price tag. It's huge and it achieves everything that everyone wants. $3.5 trillion in that recon is just checks for you. Now, while they represent their stimulus checks in there, everything else is also checks. It's just checks, and more checks. $3.5 trillion of checks to the American people. Bernie Sanders is ecstatic. He called it a historic day for the U.S. government. He went into the meeting asking for $7 trillion, but he sliced it in half by saying, hey, I can do the same thing in just less years of the same programs. And I'm going to do it at less years of the programs and get the same amount of relief. So potentially half the amount of time. Just wonderful news. The progressives got everything they wanted, and this gives them an enormous ability to give you so much money, $3.5 trillion of checks. Now, as you heard earlier in this video, the way that recons work is they don't show it to you until it's actually a law. But in a strange twist, I got a copy of just some of the items that are in the recon. And those some items in the recon are deliciousness. Checks for everyone, from seniors to adults to children. There's literally checks for all different walks of life. And also workers. Free school meals for all, checks. Tax break, checks. Cheaper prescription medication, checks. Immigration reform, checks. Farming, checks. Election checks. Internet checks. They're going to be having free internet for across the country. They're going to be giving fortunes to local cities so that they can give you free internet. One viewer in one of the live chats yesterday said, I'm moving. Do you know what will be my city? Yeah, the purpose is to have it everywhere, nationally. It's a great idea. I don't know why they didn't do it sooner. Beautiful idea. Cleaner energy checks. And here we go, the exciting stuff. Worker checks. Independent contractor checks, union checks, collective bargaining checks, and then seniors checks, Medicare expansion checks, Medicare checks, eligibility checks, dental checks, vision checks, and hearing aid checks. Wow. There you go. Very, very exciting news. Let's cut over now to the bipartisan, the roads and bridges, the infrastructure deal. Those Republicans and Democrats represent they're going to get the deal provisions done by last Thursday. They worked over the weekend. They say it's pretty easy. They're going to get it done. I have faith in them. If they say that, then I have faith in them. Mitt Romney is leading the group. And if you've been with this channel since day one, Mitt Romney moves very quickly. He just moves lickety-split. I mean, he gets things done faster than I've ever seen anyone get things done. So he thinks it's getting done. He says that based upon that, the vote would be likely this week. The vote on the infrastructure bill would be this week? That's what they say. Do I agree? No. I think I want to say positive, but I think it's a little too wishful thinking. I think it's next week. And that's what mainstream media says. The vote on the infrastructure would likely be next week. But this is great news for us. Why? Let's go back to the recon, because the recon goes for a vote before the infrastructure. Yes. So remember, the infrastructure cannot go for a vote first. The bipartisan, the roads, the recon has to go for a vote first. And that means that the recon can go for a vote this week or next week. But boy, here we go. Exciting news. How many steps of voting do they have to do? They have to do 12 total steps. Does not take 12 days. We have 3 bills, which each require 4 steps. We have a recon procedural, recon substantive, and bipartisan. Well, here you go. Senate subcommittee, Senate floor, House present. 4 steps times 3. There you are. Today, on Tuesday, there's a vote. Whether that vote happens after the time of this recording or before this time of the recording doesn't really matter. But I'm going to explain to you what the vote is for and what the vote means for you. First, what is the vote? Chuck Schumer today, Tuesday, is calling a vote on something called the cloture vote on the bipartisan roads and bridges. What is it? It is simply only one thing. I'm going to go really slowly. It is a vote to end discussion and negotiations on the bipartisan infrastructure, roads and bridges sometime in the next few days. Again, it is a vote to end discussion, just to end discussion, to end chatter and talking about the roads and bridges in the next day or so. Not to end it today, but end it in the next few days. Okay, so it is not a vote on the bill. It's just an end of the discussion. I got it. It's easy. I got it, LA. Okay, this is important for you to know. Do I think it's going to pass? No. Do I think it's going to pass? Absolutely not. Because he has to have bipartisan support for it, and I don't think they're going to vote. I don't think they're going to support it because they say, hey, I need more time to talk. But it's working because it is causing the bipartisan group to work faster. And that's the only purpose of it, to sort of put some fire underneath their feet, and it's working beautifully. All right, here's what you need to know, is that as an informed, educated, up-to-date viewer, you know details. In April of last year, this channel launched, and people were not getting their EIDL loans and EIDL grants approved. ICOM came in and got them approved by going over incredible details of modify this, change that, add this, separate that, move this, move that. You did it literally like surgically, and you got things approved. This is much the same thing right now. When understanding this vote today, you have to really understand what it is. It is a call to end discussion on the infrastructure, and to end that discussion in the next few days. I fully believe 155% that there's going to be people who slide into the chat today and tomorrow that will literally be hideously uninformed, care not to be informed, and act like they know more than you. And they need to be told they're inaccurate when you see them. This is what I expect them to say. Chuck called a vote today on the infrastructure bill, and it didn't pass. No, he didn't. It was not a vote on the bill. It was a vote on the end of discussion. Oh, okay. Then they'll say, I heard Chuck call a vote today on your reconciliation bill. No, he didn't even call vote on anything for the reconciliation today. Oh, I heard Chuck call a vote on something today, and it failed, so you're not going to check. No, he didn't call a vote on a bill, and it had nothing to do with checks today. I just expect this sort of not taking the time to hear information and just sort of gravitating and just saying complete and utter nonsense. So educate them when they see that. Next, it's important to know that these final 14 days are critical, because when you see that recon bill, they can still change it. We're starting the Senate, we're going to the House, and we're likely going back to the Senate for the 2-day vote-a-rama. Senators can amend things, House members can amend things. Senators can change it again. You got to push. As WR did 2 weeks ago, he picked up the phone and did exactly what I told viewers to do. Call your senators who are Democrats. Don't call Republicans. Call Democrats and express to them why you need it. First, understand that purple power push means pushing. It means you push, you say, we need this. I'm going to push you. For example, this is a conversation you would have with a roads and bridges bipartisan group. As a purple power pusher, you would say, get it done, get the bill written and call for a vote. A donut guy would say, when are you going to finish writing that infrastructure bill? When and when and when and when? No, just stop with the questions, donut guy. Purple power pushes and says, get it done. And those final 14 days are critical. In fall of 2020, we were sitting back and wondering what was happening with second stimulus. It was not getting done with Nancy Pelosi, who debuted in April of last year with the HEROES Act, this behemoth that got nowhere. So I sat back and I said, hey, we got this continuing resolution you got to do in December that funds the federal government. Why not put a stimulus check in there? People thought I was crazy. I said, I don't care if you think I'm crazy. I'm going to push. I'm going to push and get that in there. I'm going to use the purple power to push. And you pushed, and it worked. One morning we woke up and they said, yeah, we are going to put stimulus in there. We're like, yes, we won. And then we looked and they said, oh, and we're putting unemployment stimulus in there. We're like, no, we said stimulus check. And then we had days pass until it was not in there. And then finally they put it in there. But then suddenly we had 1 or 2 days where we started the day where it was out and then it was in, it was bigger and then it was smaller and the eligibility was changing. We kept on pushing. There was no sitting back and saying, I want to be negative. I want to be depressed. I want to, what do you think? What do you think? When? What? We didn't do that. We pushed. You got to push these people because guess what? There's $3.5 trillion of money in the recon. Every person in the Democrat Party wants a different slice of the pie. We want the slice of the pie that's ours. So you got to push. Down to the final line, we had it. And then suddenly Pat Toomey came out of nowhere. I never knew who he was. And suddenly he said, I'm going to blow up the whole CR for stimulus. I'm going to blow it up because there's a problem with a provision. You're not going to get anything. We said, no. And Mitt Romney stepped in and stopped it. And we got it. We were done. So that's the importance of pushing. Finally, it's important to note that as a community, I value your allegiance. You've seen over the last few days that some people have sort of jumped into the comments and have been sort of off whack. On Mornings LA yesterday, I turned the chat into a subscriber-only chat. I don't like to do that, but when I'm on air and I'm actually live, it's very distractive when a person is attacking my viewers. On Early Mornings LA today, a viewer attacked, a person jumped into the live chat and started attacking you. Let me explain to you what you can do when viewers attack you. It's different than someone saying, I don't know if I'm getting a check. That's just sort of negative. This viewer was actually attacking the viewers, saying that everyone in the live chat was a bunch of idiots. Okay, so what you do when that happens is you go next to the person's name and you click a button. It opens up a pop-up window, and the first word is report. If you believe the person is attacking you, harassing you, or bullying you, you click that button and then report that individual. In this case, that person was bothering the entire room. There was 300, 400, 500 people in there. Everyone should have hit that button at that time and reported that person. If that person is truly attacking you and all of you report that person, the person will not just be banned from this channel, but banned from the entire platform and will no longer be able to post on any channel. It's important you do that not only for the viewership of this channel, but the viewership of the other channels. Because anyone that uses this platform as a place for them to be bullying, attacking, or harassing people needs to be gone. And so I encourage you to use that report button, but only use it when that person is truly attacking or also harassing you. Finally, if you do see someone jump in a live chat saying, WhatsApp me and message me in some strange country at some strange phone number to buy crypto, yeah, that's also a report, but that's commercial spam. They need to get out of here. So there you go. Coming up next is Evenings LA at 5 p.m. I look forward to seeing you. If you stay on this video, it'll take you automatically into our newer overnights crypto on this channel. Then Sirloin is back at 8 o'clock, and I really appreciate all your wonderful comments about him as well. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this channel. Hit that subscribe button. Like this video. 3,000 likes. Every like helps. It also delivers a side of pizza. And consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.